This glue smells so bad. Here, smell this.
Well, like, that's it. Get it out of my nose.
Today I have big plans for a wig. This prototype from last week was woefully inadequate. So I have plans to make a big, giant Marie Antoinette-style wig. So I have drawn up some plans and I've put them into Rhino to do math for me and dimensioning. And now I want to see if I have enough material. So the longest measurement is 56 inches. But this is definitely long enough. Perfect. One shower curtain, one giant wig. This is so big I question the usefulness of a laser cutter template. Instead, I think I'm going to mark directly on the shower curtain. I've got my giant T-square, my giant tape measure, and a Sharpie. I just remembered I'll need 2 of these. 69. Nice. By 53. Let's lay it out in Rhino. Okay, yep, it should be fine. I should have enough room to tile them in. Alright, and now I get to try Gorilla Glue in these sponge tip applicators. Alright, well, squeeze bottle was not a great idea. I'm glad I didn't buy more of them. The applicator tip seems to just have melted, and I wonder if it's made out of PVC. It's seriously this disgusting, gory mess. You know what they say, fail fast and fail often. This is going in the trash because I hate it so much. I did manage to smear around a light coating of glue on 3 places that I planned. But you know what? I'm proud of myself for cutting out this giant thing with like medium accuracy. Medium is good enough. And now it's ready for me to glue up tomorrow. Now what I'm interested in doing with this prototype, besides testing the sponge glue applicator, which failed, is this, which I've been thinking of as, and this is really gross, but skin tags. Constructions that will lay flat when uninflated, but when they inflate, will develop into more complex 3D forms. So at this point, this prototype is about that, and about moving on finding some better way to apply this glue. I'm confident that I can find something, even if it is only just like a rag on a stick. Maybe I can tie a cloth train onto my squeeze bottle. I'll try that tomorrow. Good night for now. Easiest wig storage I've ever seen. Here is the bond. I don't know, it seems like a pretty good bond. Well, I think that's good news. It means I don't need as much glue as I thought I did. Now I just have to figure out how to apply it. I'm thinking squeeze bottle with a paintbrush attached. Squeeze bottle, paintbrush, tape, glue. This is gonna be a Frankenstein's monster sort of thing. The squeeze bottle actually has wet Gorilla PVC glue in it left over from a long time ago. So, like this, and maybe this. Let's just try it. Wow, fancy. It looks like a 747 with the space shuttle strapped on. Woo! Now to add the glue. I'll clean this off. Okay, when I tried to rinse this of water, something amazing happened. The water, maybe the temperature, made the glue go solid, and now I can just peel it out. I'm actually astonished. Yes, it smells as bad when it's dried. Water makes it dry. If anybody's a material scientist and you know what's going on here, let me know in the comments below. This does not work. Well, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This is way more complex than I was anticipating. That's the thing with prototyping. I always want to jump ahead instead of doing the simpler things that will help me jump ahead later. It's really hard to achieve a quick bond with this glue. It makes it really hard to put the valve on. I've got all the inside seams finished gluing. I'm gonna let them sit over the weekend before I glue the outsides. Okay, so I see a few holes. I'll have to patch them. Well, it did mess up the paintbrush, but I'm pulling it apart now. I found myself at IKEA this weekend and I found a very cheap silicone brush. The reason I picked this up is that I saw a lot of brush tip applicators that use silicone brushes, all for baking. So I want to see if maybe I can source those for a kit that I might make and see if maybe it's a little bit easier to clean than a typical bristle brush, like a paintbrush. So you'll see me testing this today. Well, that's all glued up. I'm gonna leave it overnight and we will blow it up tomorrow. I'm also looking forward to seeing how this silicone brush dries out. I wiped all the glue off as much as I could. I think this is gonna be really easy for reuse. I'm also leaving more glue in this bottle to see if it really does store well. The ideal time to make sure that the vinyl is sealed airtight is when the vinyl is all ooey and gooey from the Gorilla PVC glue. And it's for the same reason that it's really easy to accidentally poke holes in it. It's just very fragile and malleable. See you tomorrow. Hello everyone. Since we last met, I dropped my camera and broke the lens, but thankfully you can't see it. And this has dried for about a day. So far, I'm very satisfied with how the silicone brush seems to have gone, but we will have to see if there are any major leaks. Now, this is such a complex glue up. I do expect there to be some leaks. I think I'm afraid to see if this fails. Whatever fear, let's move on. Oh, I'm really nervous. Do I look like Marie Antoinette? It deflates so quickly, it definitely has a lot of leaks. My professor said I look like Carmen Miranda with a bowl of fruit on my head. It's unfortunate that it's covered in leaks, but overall I think this is a success. What I think is most interesting is these two poofs at the top. I had these two extra flaps on top, and they inflated in the way that I wanted them to. I think it's interesting to think of what kind of 3D forms that I can create from flat shapes in this way. Well, I would say it was a mistake to try and go for such a complex shape at this point. Now, you might be wondering why I'm so insistent on learning the Gorilla PVC glue, why I don't just stick with HH66, which I'm so good at. It's because I've started thinking about developing an Arduino kit for inflatable floating objects for kids. And I don't think HH66 is very appropriate for children. So up next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be going back to basics with some simpler shapes with this Gorilla PVC glue and a squeeze bottle with silicone brush tip. And I'm gonna be prototyping embedding some electronics inside of the inflatables. And have some smart little jellyfish floating around in the water telling us how deep the water is. Thank you, Marie Antoinette, for the fun. Thank you so much for prototyping with me today. If this was fun or helpful at all, please smash that like button down below. And please leave a comment letting me know what project you're working on and what led you to this video. And while you're liking and commenting, why not subscribe? I upload new videos every week, and I'm trying to reach a goal of 100 subscribers by the time I graduate, and that's in like 3 weeks. Oh my god. Yeah.
Tracy. So whenever.
I'll probably be able.
Hi. Woo! Hey, you two.
Harder! Harder! You're hallucinating, but it's okay. I don't mean to gaslight you, but also you're crazy.